Hi guys, welcome back to Lifestyle Creations by the Jacksons. I am Scott and the lovely Apollonia.
As always, guys, please read our disclaimer and viewers at their own risk. So guys, today we are going to be filming about safety tips and just some of Scott's, experiences that he's had and tips that he could give women and men. Not to say that we're expert, but we're just sharing, our experiences with you. So I will let him take the lead this time. Only this time. I'm just kidding.
Well, what you just said was safety tips. So let's focus on
dating safety tips. So what kind of dating safety tips you can give men out there who are dating, and what are some of the advice that you can give women who are currently dating men in terms of what men look for? So I guess the topic should be safety tips and what do men look for in terms of quality and traits when they're looking for wifey material, not just any type of material, but wifey material, bona fide woman type of stuff.
Well, let's break it down in a couple of categories. What are men in general looking for that perhaps are single, in a second, that have been dating aggressively or re-entering the dating field either due to failed relationship or just in general. Things have changed over the years, at least from what I remember. But first and foremost, really pick and determine your venue of socialization, stimulation, or where you may deem necessary a great opportunity to meet someone. We're not talking about hookups, but meeting someone. And then really establish what your criteria is for a successful, long-lasting relationship. Friendship is absolutely the key to sustaining a relationship or developing just in general. And then the other thing is, where do you meet people? I mean, we live in a society that is controlled by social media, access to information and other things in general. And should you decide to focus on dating sites, do your research, do your due diligence to determine what sites that are currently available that work for you.
What are some of the sites you could give these men, some advice about to go to like Match.com?
Match, definitely. Perhaps Our Time. Some of the other sites that focus more on screening. There are sites out there.
What about Christian Mingle?
Christian Mingle, there are a variety of ones that are out there.
What are the ones to stay away from? What are the dating sites like I've heard about Plenty of Fish.
Plenty of Fish. I don't think Tinder is a place where you're going to find long-lasting relationships. You kind of want to stay away from like the hookup, sort of sites.
And here's a disclaimer: we're not bad-mouthing any other platforms. We're just giving, our own personal experience and, what we think are some of the best places online, of course, to date people.
You really have to vet your sites. Determine what your criteria is. It is an individual choice in terms of what sites you want to become part of, where you want to. I'm speaking, sir. I don't want to talk with food in my mouth.
It's going to get cold.
Thank you anyway. Golden pound cake that wifey made, which is absolutely out of this world.
If you don't eat it, then I'm going to eat it.
Well, we can move this out of the way to avoid temptation. So with that said, vet your sites. Figure out what works for you. There are many of options out there. And I think personally that, it could be used to an advantage. If you're working multiple jobs or school and job or, have other responsibilities where you don't often get the opportunity to go out and socialize, that's at least a start. In my opinion, and this is just my opinion, you should read your profiles. Guys, even the ladies out there, really determine whether or not you know
but
who the
stick a
person
pin.
is.
Stick a pin.
No. So
reading profiles, I mean, anyone can put up a profile.
true,
So
right? But it also determines whether or not you have paid attention to not just the pictures, but the
so what
information
type
that's there.
of profiling can you do to avoid, women who might be considered unstable or not suited for, the males that are out there? And also, the women want to know what are some of the qualities, or what some of the qualities that men look for.
Goes back to doing your due diligence. Everyone has their own focus in terms of what they want to do. You want to focus on your safety. So when you're vetting your sites, some key flags to look out for, or perhaps someone that's in between places, doesn't have a job, is asking for money, asking for an investment. You kind of want to weed out what would be undesirable, for you. You're really focusing on trying to develop a relationship. It is important to read the profiles to at least get, an overview of the information that's been provided. Whether or not that's true or false is here or there, but you want to really focus on at least acknowledging that you've read something associated in the profile. Now, what's always worked for me is that if whoever you're meeting seems
work
to be...
for you or work. Past tense.
Right. Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, you're no longer dating.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
So,
all right.
So
Anyway, I
past
think they get the general picture. Okay. It's important. It's important to determine whether or not, especially if you're into health and fitness, you like to travel, you're into a variety of different things. That's what you're looking for.
Okay, Scott. So finally, because you have more women out there than men, okay? You keep talking about the men part, okay? I need to look out for my sisters out there and the women out there.
I made it very clear.
Okay,
this
so
applies
we
to both
want
genders.
to know from a man's perspective, and I know sometimes you could be a little bit cagey. Yes, he could, because he doesn't want to answer directly. What are some of the qualities of a woman that men look for when they're looking for wifey material? Give me some lists, please. We want to know. My women viewers want to know from a man's perspective. And not because I'm your wife. You can be very, candid and transparent. So we want to know.
Does she have a job?
Ding! Job.
Is she a Christian, or is there some form of worship that she practices?
Okay, that's a good one.
Does she have maternal instincts? Whether or not she's a single mom or an aunt or a big sister, just in terms of focusing on that. Does she have a good relationship with family and or friends that shows that she's a warm and open person? Does she listen? Does she speak or have a conversation without using profanity? That's a big turnoff. When a woman starts cursing and things of that nature. It's hard to say whether or not piercing and body art is, wanted or unwanted, but you want to focus on, is she a good friend? Does she know how to be friends? Is she focused on learning more about you? Does she ask you questions? Does she seem interested about your background, history, where you're from, and so forth? Does she have a career? Is she motivated in terms of things? Does she enjoy her life? Is she happy within her own life? These are things that are do it again, I'll pull your nose. These are things that are very important in terms of being able to establish whether or not that translates well within your relationship.
So what are the things that men are turned off by, in terms of women? Like, neediness, just give us some hints,
An emotional wreck, someone that has baggage from a previous relationship.
We all have baggages, though.
Yeah, I know. Y'all don't come with instructions, do you?
No, we don't. And you're never going to figure it out. Let me tell you this much.
But is there, does it seem that she is ready to move on? Is there emotional baggage due to a previous relationship, divorce, things of that nature? Is she willing to compromise? These are flags, but these are things that, men want.
So give us an example of someone you've dated in the past, in the past, not no more though.
Okay.
That, you were turned off by. It might be after like a couple of dates, you're like, red flags. We want a real live situation.
Insecurity.
Okay, so
Insecurity.
So what happened? The person you dated,
she had a obsession about going through my phone due to insecurities, things she didn't know, or just in general. That was a problem for me. I think that there is an invasion of privacy.
How did you get your phone though?
I had it open before it closed down.
No, but we're talking not someone that you've been in a relationship with.
Right.
That sounds like someone you've been in a relationship. We're talking about you go out on a date, you place your ad online, or however it is that you've met these women in the past. Past.
So it still relates.
No,
to
so we want an
right.
example. We want an example of someone who you went out on a couple of dates with, not someone that you were in a relationship with. And you saw red flags. You're like, whoop, whoop, red flag, red flag, woo,
I
red
just
flag.
said going through your phone.
No, but that's someone that you were in a relationship
I
with.
left my phone down on the table, went to the bathroom.
So you
Right.
were on an actual date with the person?
Exactly. I think it was the third date, something like that. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Right.
And you came out and the person was on your phone.
Right. I think either the phone rang or I got a text message or something
wow.
like that. So
That is definitely a red flag.
Red flag.
Red flag?
Exactly.
Red flag, red flag, red flag, red
So,
flag.
You really want someone that is very secure with themselves, who they are, things of that nature. But it still goes back to, access to sites. My personal opinion and experience is that, they can be very helpful in terms of
Experience.
in terms of the exposure. Once you've gone through the undesirables and just everything in general, and you now
So in the past, prefer when you dated in the past, and got it in the past,
I think they get the picture.
meeting someone organically or online.
It's been my personal experience. Meeting someone organically, for me personally, was the best way to actually establish a new friend, graduating
I
into
totally
another relationship.
agree.
Okay?
I
I will explain why. The world of automation is so aggressive. It somewhat sets up your opportunity as a disadvantage. Unfortunately, you lose sight of chemistry when you're on these dating sites. You'll read, you'll see pictures and so on and so forth, but you're really not going to be able to determine whether or not there's chemistry until you go for the go-see, the meet for the coffee in a public area during the day, preferably not the evening, and leave my coffee alone. And that is really the telltale sign of chemistry. Even if you get after the chatting or texting back and forth and you're having the opportunity to speak on the phone, but you don't get chemistry until you have really the one-on-one. So utilize both the sites, both organic, sort of boy meets girl, sort of that, what gets you to look more than twice, and then, focus on it,
Of course,
doing
past
that.
tense, yeah. Well, anyways, guys, we're going to finish with our little snack. So I just wanted to have a part 2 of this segment.
Good.
Down below is part 1 of this video. Just wanted to get, a man's perspective. This video will be unedited. I forgot to say that at the beginning, so we'll not be doing any editing at all. I'm sure it's going to be very long. We want to thank you for watching us. And as always, what does the world need more of? We need more what, honey? What do we need more of, honey?
Peace, love, happiness, and a kiss.
I like that.
A little spice.
All right, guys. Spice, wasn't that the restaurant we met at our first date? Yes.
That is correct.
Yes.
That's correct.
Guys, have a wonderful day. God bless.